Welcome to another beautiful day on Oweleketv. This is a review. On review this morning, we want to talk about something that the president has looked into. Before now, it sounds very odd when you hear it. There's a way Nigerians think about it, and that is whistleblowing. But as it is, from one of the papers this morning, the New Telegraph newspaper says federal government recovers 83.01 billion naira via whistleblowers. Okay, from whistleblowers. These whistleblowers, I don't know who they are. These are people that are not known. But then, what is going to be given back to these whistleblowers? Or they just blow the whistle? Then, how effective do you think this could be? Because if you look at the writer to that story, Tinubu reactivate policy, send bill to National Assembly. Meaning, whistleblowing is going to be something that the federal government will want people to be doing all the time. Then looking at 83.01 billion naira being recovered through whistleblowing. How effective do you think that will be if being implemented or made a policy? My name is Ramsey Enoch, and joining me on the conversation this morning is Adefolarin Olamileko. Good morning, Lekon.
Good morning to you, Ramsey, and good morning to all of you outside.
It's good to have you on the program today, but let's talk about this a little bit. Whistleblowers. Via whistleblowers, 83.01 billion naira was being recovered. That means whistleblowing is doing justice to the economy of the nation, or what do you think about it? Because the president is considering making it a policy, giving it more, I think, making it look something that the federal government, the bill, passed and all of that, then it will be something accepted by the federal government. So what do you think about this?
It's a welcome development, but to recall back that whistleblowing policy has been in Nigeria for the past 4 years. It was a law enacted by National Assembly under President Buhari, and it attracts reward. If you're a whistleblower, you're able to open up some documents, you're able to open up some hidden areas where money have been kept or looted money have been kept. That's what whistleblowing is all about, so that you can open up and tell the government, okay, you have social information about certain individuals, certain group of people who are stealing money, you have taken money from the government purse, who have taken money from the public resources, and are kept it somewhere. So whistleblowing will now expose them particular issues to the government, and government will take advantage of it and be able to recover. You see, the 83.01 billion they recover was as a result of people coming out to offer themselves as a whistleblower, particularly in the public sector. And this majorly focused on federal government. It's not something that is entirely on the 36 state or FCT, but on federal government, institutional agencies that government feel that, okay, money have been looted, money have been stolen, and public works have been retarded. So whistleblowing will open up those space, and Nigerians can now recover such amount. And it has been for over 4 years, if I could recall, and the law has been there. But the challenge was that when this whistleblowing came into full force some years back, a lot of political wing were against it. A lot of individuals, a lot of
course, they are the ones that the whistle will also be always be blown on their
Not
heads.
just politicians, but including public servants,
of the government. People in civil service.
Exactly.
Too.
So a lot of them were against it. So they whistled, and there was a particular case in point that someone helped government to recover billions of naira. So when it was time for him to be paid, is 3 or 6%, because once you do that for government, 6% of that particular amount that you recover for government will be given to you. For instance, if you recover 1 billion for federal government of Nigeria, about 300 million or they are about to be given to you as your own compensation, or depending on how much you can be able to recover for the government. So, but that particular amount of money now became a challenge to government at that time, that paying such people such amount could amount to another issue. So there was a particular intrigue that was put in place to whistle down the efficiency and effectiveness of that policy. And that's you see that towards the end of President Buhari regime, nobody was talking about whistleblowing anymore. And that particular case in point, that individual took the government to court, and the court said the government should pay that person. So
the government will have to pay because that was the agreement. The government should pay the person because that was the agreement they had. But now, let me ask you this time, paying that money, then all of a sudden you see someone who never had anything being paid as much as 300 million. Don't you think that will result to maybe researching how that person got the money? And because somehow you might be connected to the person on whose head you've blown the whistle.
Definitely.
Don't you think investigation can link these people, all right, and make the people on whose head this whistle is being blown to know that this is the whistleblower and the life of that person is at risk?
Definitely. I think one of the cover up for the policy was that the person disclosing those information to the government, it will be anonymous. Nobody will know about you. Nobody will know where you come
By
from.
research, you can always carry out. This is Nigeria, remember?
The thing is, except the people investigating that issue expose the individual who is the whistleblower. I think the case in point why we the other case that happened whereby the person was not to government to court was that government was now reluctant to pay him, and a lot of bureaucratic nepotism was also implemented in that particular issue. So that person have to expose himself to the public. But in this sense, the whistleblowing policy allow you not to be exposed. You just give the necessary information to the government, and when that money is recovered, they give you your percentage.
Remember, this is Nigeria. Do you think that policy will be strong enough, okay, such that the person would not be known? Because as it is, this is policy and this is Nigeria. By the time your somebody has known, it means another ear will hear. I'm talking about the danger, apart from the policy or the federal government saying we will not tell the person who you are. You remember, let's just look at it on a normal scenario.
Exactly.
Where people backbite, people gossip and say, no, tell and say, na me tell you. You understand? But at the end of the day, somehow the person gets to know that, oh, it was my friend, my closest friend that did this. Because before you even blow the whistle, you must have a connection to the person who have stolen this money, or vice versa, as the case may be. Don't you think other things need to be done to protect these people, apart from just saying we won't tell anyone, it's going to be anonymous?
Definitely, we should expect that to happen. But in most cases, like the report that we're having right now, about 83 billion, it wasn't recovered for people who are still serving government. It was recovered for people who are not serving government, because most times whistleblowing may be very, very effective when a particular person has left office. That's why I say that it was very effective for the government to say, okay, they recover this amount of money. But when people are still serving, it may be very difficult for you to expose them. But after they have left, that's when whistleblowing can be very, very effective. But even with that, we should not whittle down whistleblowing policy, because it's very effective. Whether somebody is serving, whether someone is out of office, whistleblowing should be very effective. We should allow it to strike, because in other countries that will copy this particular policy, it is very, very working, and it's working effectively to ensure that transparency and accountability and public accountability is given. Because you can't expect whereby a contract is given to a government official to go and execute it, or a politician is giving a contract to go and execute, or a contractor is giving a contract to go and execute, and they fail to execute that, and they pocket the money. One of the things that whistleblowing will do, okay, a particular contract has been given, these are the documents that has been released pertaining to it, but the contract was not done. And that's how whistleblowing work. So it may not necessarily be that you're going to be related to the person, because as a result of you engaging, there's one particular NGOs that track government project, and they give up to date how that government project is ongoing. A time they will tell you, show to us that, okay, this particular project was given so year, but up to now that project has not been executed. So those are the things that whistleblowing can effectively do, where the government can recover their money.
Thank you very much, Oweleketv. I think one of the areas that I may need more light to be thrown on is the fact that the effectiveness of this whistleblowing and the continuity. Remember, it started and something happened from the part of the government, like you said. They didn't pay the person, and the person had to unblow the whistle somehow, and they exposed him or herself. But then, people in power, you'll find it very difficult for this policy to work on them. And if the policy is exonerating some set of people and affecting the other people, then it means it's not effective, because it's not all encompassing. Do you think anything can be done so that it can be both sides of the coin, whether in office? I know immunity always play out. Immunity, because people in government, there are certain things you cannot do. Do you think there shouldn't be immunity for anyone as it has to do with whistleblowing?
I think the reason why we have immunity for people in government, particularly president, governors, is for them not to be distracted. Particularly not, they
should be distracted. If they can, embezzle money,
another reason
they
why
should be distracted.
Another reason why we also have immunities, because sometimes we can have frivolous allegation that have no substance against someone that you cannot even really prove. You get it? Because sometimes you can accuse someone, oh, you are stealing money. Bring the proof. Show us the fact. Where it become a challenge to the person. So that's why we have immunity clause. Not that I'm totally supporting immunity clause, but for distraction in governance, and also not to allow unnecessary frivolous allegation that doesn't have substance to come.
Thank you.
But in this regard of the whistleblowing, why the president is taking it back to National Assembly, is to strengthen the law. There are some sections in that clause of that law that is not effective, particularly the payment structure of the person that blew a whistle. How are we going to pay the person? Then the oath taking was not also part of the law, because right now I think they are going to inject oath taking by the person and the people that will be investigating the case.
I think that settles it, because I wanted to ask, because in some situations someone may just be aggrieved, all right, because they embezzle certain amount of money and the person didn't get the share that he expected, then the person will go blow the whistle. But then if there's going to be oath taking, then it's okay for me. Well, time is not on our side. I would have asked you more questions, but then we hope to have you again at some other time on the review. Thank you very much, Olamileko Adefolarin. And this is the size of the review for this morning. We will come on your way again, same time, same station tomorrow. If you want to blow the whistle, you need to do it wisely. And for the immunity, well, if the immunity is completely removed, so that even people in politics, people in power can also be part of this whistle blowing, and that the whistle can be blown on them too, looking at their antecedents, I think it will bring in some form of check and balance and accountability, because a lot of people are being given contracts, a lot of people embezzle money, a lot of people will tell you they spent millions. Someone met me, well, there's no time, I wouldn't want to talk about that, because a lot of people are gripped out there because certain things are happening and people are embezzling in their nose, right there in their eyes, and they can't do anything about it. Maybe this whistle blowing might curtail it to an extent. Thank you very much for keeping a date with us. Bye bye for now. My name is Ramsey Enoch. Have a beautiful day.